It Should Happen to You is a 1954 Hollywood film directed by George Cukor. It's one of those social reality comedies like Trading Places, Christmas in July, and The King of Comedy, about a nobody girl who decides to rent a billboard space in Columbus Circle in Manhattan and put her name, Gladys Glover, in huge font on this massive billboard. From this rather simple act of renting advertising space, she ends up becoming famous. I really like these kind of social reality comedies, and this one is rather brilliant. It stars Judy Holliday, Peter Lawford, and Jack Lemmon in his first screen role. Judy was really terrific in this movie. She was very funny and beautiful, and gave a charismatic performance with great comedy timing. Jack Lemmon was also great, and gave his first everyman, aka Average Joe performance, which would lead to a career which would define the everyman role. Jack Lemmon had a tendency to overact for the camera, having only acted briefly for television before, and George Cukor gave him advice, from which Jack Lemmon stated that he learned his craft, telling him that less is more. Quoting Jack Lemmon, "I've learned my craft from that advice. It's the hardest thing in the world to be simple, and the easiest thing in the world to act your brains out and make an ass of yourself." Peter Lawford also played well the part of a rich playboy son of a media tycoon, who hires Holliday's character and crafts a financially successful advertising campaign of her endorsing products under the average American girl persona, ultimately trying to woo her affection and take advantage of her, despite Jack Lemmon's true love for her. Ultimately, Holliday's character needs to make a choice between being famous by being used, or being a nobody again, but being with the man who truly loves her, being Jack Lemmon. This film is very funny, filled with brilliantly timed comedy performances. It Should Happen to You was sort of a precursor to Norman Jewison's brilliant, Carl Reiner-written social reality comedy, The Thrill of It All, starring Doris Day and James Garner, which if you haven't seen, I highly recommend. This film has a wonderful script, written by Garson Kanin, who apparently, when he was trying to cheer up his wife, actress and screenwriter Ruth Gordon, by telling her that he's going to put her name on the billboard in Columbus Circle, but he didn't end up doing this and wrote this screenplay instead. If you like this subgenre of comedy, definitely check out the brilliant It Should Happen to You, directed by George Cukor. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and see you next Friday for another fascinating video.